I have faith that the Constitution will be saved as prophesied by Joseph Smith. But it will not be saved in Washington.
One of our brethren some years ago spoke of the payment of tithing as fire insurance. Nonetheless, the word of the Lord is clear that those who do not keep the commandments and observe the laws of God shall be burned at the time of his coming. For that shall be a day of judgment, a day of sifting, a day of separating the good from the evil. I would venture a personal opinion that no event has occurred in all the history of the earth as dreadful as will be the day of the second coming, as fraught with the destructive forces of nature, as consequential for the nations of the earth, as terrible for the wicked, and as wonderful for the righteous.
These are the latter days.
But believe me, when you're caught in that work syndrome, and you finally come home, the last thing you want to give is love and patience. And what starts to happen is your family begins to look at you as this grumpy old guy who works all the time. And all you can think about is, why don't they appreciate me like the people I work with? And your wife gets a little disappointed because you don't have enough time to help with the family. And that usually leads to, she doesn't understand me. And that usually leads to, not like the women at the office understand me. And pretty soon the women at the office start looking better and better, and your family looks worse and worse, and before you know it, boom, you've lost everything.
Travis Wayne Goodsall. Back in 2020, in the days when I used to have props in the background, those days I guess were long gone. I miss those props, those were awesome. I remember hearing from the news that Trump wanted to nuke America in retaliation for his displeasure of us. And people told him no. And so then we had the election, attempted insurrection, and all hell breaking loose. But they failed to destroy the government. And so here we are in 2024 with the exact same scenario being played out again. And I found it disturbing that with all of the constitutional laws being overthrown, that here in the state of Utah, apparently there is no law on the books to punish somebody for raping a disabled girl. And so people are pushing to have Ashley's Law passed here in the state of Utah. Dear God. Seriously, there is no law on the books for raping a disabled person. You can't find a single law on the books of how to punish a person for raping a disabled person. Oh my God, from a person in position of trust. You can't figure it out, huh? You have no clue where it is. Out of all the volumes of law books in Utah, out of all of the new volumes of laws that were passed this year, none of them? Oh my God. And so, yeah. And the failure to provide place for the homeless still going on. And AI is going to replace office jobs, which that's what destroyed the family. Because as I learned from the mission video, Together Forever, pretty soon the women at the office start looking better and better, and your family starts looking worse and worse, and before you know it, boom, you've lost everything. I remember being in Massapequa, it was Massapequa Park. Because I was in the same bedding roof room that I was in Connecticut. And so, yeah, it was with Elder Gale. Or Miyazaki. One of the two. Probably Miyazaki, because I didn't get a cassette player to play my cassette tapes of Together Forever, because it wasn't on my list for mission required stuff, and so the MTC gave me cassette tapes for the missionary guide. Couldn't use them because there was no cassette player. And so it was Miyazaki, my second companion, that sold me his cassette player for $10. That's right. And so, yeah, I was hearing it over and over again, and then all of a sudden, one playback, he cheated on his wife. But yeah, with the overthrow of the 14th Amendment, Section 1, women are now subhumans. They are a discriminatory category now. They aren't equal citizens in the law. Sperm has more rights than a female has. And so, yeah, sad days. So I've been trying to see if there's any more hidden secret combination Danite threats about the day that shall burn as an oven. Already know all the scriptures about it, know the learning of the Jews behind it, and know the Christian Mormon interpretation behind it. So I was kind of wondering if there'd be anything else to help reinforce the video I did last night, wasn't it? Wasn't this morning? No, this morning was Joseph Smith, which was actually this afternoon. And in case you are curious and want to know more, Ra in Paleo Hebrew, which means seer, not the Ra, which means sun, transliterated from Egyptian, but using the Paleo Hebrew symbols of the God symbol of the flag in Egyptian, Neter, and the sun symbol of the Ayin, as it's incorrectly called. It's more Omicron and Omega in Paleo Greek. Koine Greek altered Paleo Hebrew Omega from the Egyptian symbol to the horizon symbol, the Akhet in Egyptian. And so seer, the other Ra, has the God symbol of the flag for R, and then the Alpha turned on its side for the Paleo Hebrew, which I've been going over with you, is the 3 days of darkness on the United States of America for the latter days. 21st of August 2017, 14 October 2023, and 8 April 2024. And so the God of the latter days, crossroads of the sun god, is Seer in Paleo Hebrew. And a seer has visions and dreams, to be called a seer. And in Egyptian, the name is Peter. PTR. And so the English put in E's so that they can pronounce it. Peter. The two eyes of Horus. The Egyptian Christ. Or Messiah. Either one. So isn't that fascinating? It's just a remarkable language that I'm going to be forever learning the more I go into the vocabulary. So Yeah, had to put a stop to it because I saw that we were in the latter days back on November 4th, 2016. And so I rushed to get the Paleo-Hebrew alphabet script published, and then focused all on the signs in the heavens, doing all the research. And number one video was for the 21st of August 2017, and Revelation 12's 23rd September 2017. And so, yeah, it's been fairly recent when I realized that Paleo-Hebrew script is also prophecy and revelation, having to do with the latter days. Fascinating. And so, yeah, with that new insight, going back into the vocabulary now, it's wow, awesome. And so, yeah, 8 April 2024 is the sign in the heavens on 8 April 2024. Revelation 12 or 19. The verse 11 is the sun on the back of the white horse in Pisces. And so verse 17, I saw an angel standing in the sun on the back of the white horse in Pisces. Solar eclipse. The third and final hour and day of darkness. In all of the scripture symbolisms prophesying of the latter days. And so, yes, Jesus did not die on a cross. There was no Jesus. That's Christian. And they didn't use crosses in the Roman period time. They used poles. So thus, the Jewish author was purposely prophesying to you, taking from past history, because it was after the Romans destroyed the Jews and destroyed the temple. So the author already knows what had happened. And so Jesus didn't save anybody if he's going to be literal history. He failed. It's not what the Jewish author is writing about. He's writing about his Christ, the Jewish Christ, Deuteronomy 18, 15 through 19, in the latter days. And so likewise, John, the Revelator, his book was refused to be included in the New Testament in some of the earlier editions, and but finally it was accepted and allowed in, so that we now have access to it. But those astronomy dates, the Catholic Church was very anti-science. They did not want anybody to know the signs in the heavens, because that would take away from the Catholic popes and their authority over mankind, to enslave them and take away their agency, because they're low-life scum and they need to pay the Catholic Church for a sale of indulgences to be forgiven of their sins, not Jesus. Yeah, the Church of Jesus Christ does not do anything closely similar to it whatsoever. Tithing is not forced requirement with threats of death on the day that shall burn as an oven, called fire insurance. And his reparations for Jesus's reparations of atonement. Not at all. Nope. We're Christian, but we're not. So sad that nobody can figure this out. And I can understand Danites. They're evil. They want to destroy, and they laugh about it. Isn't that awesome? They're the hyenas, laughing at the malnourished scar leading the church, who gets up and has them march in formation like Hitler did to his army, telling them to be prepared. You will never go hungry again. As long as you pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. You gotta work, homeless person. You're not getting any charity from us. We're not going to invest in you. We've got money to save for Armageddon and the purchase of Zion in the millennium. So anyway, I'm going off topic, aren't I? We're already 14 minutes in. So yeah, I tried looking in this book to see if I can find anything more, and he's just quoting scripture. He has no clue. It's Bruce R. McConkie that is the one who is credited with adding nuclear bombs. But he does quote from Doctrine and Covenants 34, 7 through 9, in which he says, For behold, verily, verily, I say unto you, the time is soon at hand that I shall come in a cloud with power and great glory. And so, yeah, Bruce R. McConkie calling this a mushroom cloud. Oh, Bruce, what do you know? What are you keeping a sad secret from Mormons for? And it shall be a great day at the time of my coming. That's Revelation 19, as all Christians and Islamists believe it. And so that's why the day that shall burn as an oven of Malachi's is believed to be during that time period. Chapter 4, for the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be as stubble. And so these are evangelicals that are causing the overthrow of the government, led by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The church cannot get their kingdom back with the United States still up and running. The United States must fall in order for the kingdom of the church that takes your money and threatens you to accept their beliefs, that supersession, is that what it is? The replacement theory of Joseph Smith in the Book of Mormon, which we're learning of the Jews, not Christian. But what's interesting is there you have Son of Righteousness arising with healing in his wings. That's the Egyptian picture. Ra or Amun, depending on which time period of the Egyptians you're talking about. And Mormons shall go forth as calves of the stall. And so, yeah, it's obviously clear because they failed in 2020. And so here we are now in 2024. The day that shall burn as an oven is associated with the coming of Jesus of Christianity and Islam. Both of them claim the same thing, but not the learning of the Jews. There are differences here, because the Jewish Christ only needs to come because of wicked leaders who are going to cause the day that shall burn as an oven, shall cause the murders, the thefts, the crimes, the sins upon the people, and get the people to likewise participate in their wickedness, like wicked King Noah from the Book of Mormon. And the band of Gadianton converting Mormons to their little band. We few, we merry band of few. We merry band of brothers, isn't it? Can't remember my postman. Has nothing to do with Shakespeare whatsoever, even though that's what they talk about in the movie. And so, yeah, they're in Utah, by the way. Did you catch that? Salt Flats of Utah. That's where the movie is. The end of the world, Utah. How did they know? And so, yeah, Joseph Smith adds to this, right, Bruce? right, Bruce? Oh, Bruce. I don't see Joseph Smith history, Bruce. What the hell? And didn't I get this one? I'm pretty sure I was also given this book. So, you know, we're at 19, 20 minutes into the video. You've got nothing better to do with your lives than to listen to me, right? I don't put you to sleep. I only put baby Seychelles to sleep. My mission. Well, the Rincon family. Alright, so we need library, scriptures, and we need Inglés de los Santomos de los Otomos Días, and we need Español, Antiguo Testamento. And then we gotta scroll down to Malachias. And Capítulo 4 or 5. 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 5, 6. I often get it mixed up with Latin, and so sometimes I'll end up doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to go, oh, that's not Spanish. And so, back to the scriptures. Guide to the scriptures. Guide to the scriptures. Right there. And D. Y aquel día. That's me. I put that in there because it's not in there. I knew it should have been in there, and I don't know why they didn't put it in there, but I don't understand why they put it way down at D. Why did I do that? What was I thinking? It should have been right there at the beginning at 1A. And so it's with and that day. Okay. And that day shall come that shall burn them up. And so I reference Joseph Smith History 1, 37 and 36, which I'm willing to bet is the added information. And 37. Yep. But it should have included 38. And no, that's the other part. Yeah. I did it right. Yeah. Yep. This is why I had to fix everything. Bruce R. McConkie sucks. And so yeah, the added part that Joseph Smith made is they that come shall burn them. And it's talking about Mormons. Joseph Smith is talking about Mormons. And this is what I can't get across to Mormons. And apparently it's not getting across to those who speak Spanish. Despite my work right here, this is me. I did this. On purpose. Because you needed to know that Joseph Smith added stuff. Amazing. So, and so yeah, 36a, they just generalized Malachi chapters 3 and 4. Refer to both. I mean, yeah, he does say, first quoted from the 3rd chapter of Malachi, and he also quoted also the 4th and last chapter of the same prophecy. But yeah, you could have put that in, but then gone specifically to the particular passages when he goes over it. So at 37, right there at the beginning, before 4, they should have put the footnote A, and instead of the day of the Lord. But you notice what Bruce R. McConkie did there? The day that shall burn as an oven, and they put topical guide, day of the Lord. They didn't put TG, second coming of Jesus. I think there's a TG, second coming of Jesus, isn't there? Topical guide. S second Jesus Christ second coming of. Wait a minute, where to go? See also Jesus Christ doesn't link you to it. Links you to the beginning of J. Nelson, look, it's in the topical guide. Why can't you say it? Jesus Christ, ascension of. You never say ascension. Why? It's right there in the topical guide. Why can't you say it? Is it because there's a whole ton of it in John talking to his wife? Oh dear God. There are just too many Jesus Christ. And what's sadder is that my supervisor bragged about the guide to the scriptures having even more. God. It's not in here. What the hell? Jesus Christ, power of, prophecies about. And it's all the wrong Christ. Redeemer. Relationship with the Father. Resurrection. The rock. Savior, second comforter, second coming. Oh dear hell. And now I forgot what I was coming here for. Dear God. He shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. King of glory shall come. Lord shall build Zion, he shall appear in his glory, make straight in the desert of Utah a highway for our Jesus. Because the Jewish Isaiah is talking about Christian Jesus. Anti-Semites, oh, glory of God shall be revealed. Oh, to hell. Every knee shall bow. Bow to him, bow to the King of ill putrescence. My highways shall be exalted. What does that have to... Oh my hell! Jesus Christ second coming, not signs of the second coming. Who did this, Bruce? Was it the other guy for Isaiah 49? Is that what happened? You just did the first half of Isaiah? and then dyed garments. Yep, that happened last year. 24th, right after Thanksgiving. It was fulfilled. Still on my homepage. And Son of Man cometh came with the clouds of heaven. And then Daniel 7, Matthew 26, Luke 21. But that doesn't say the day that shall burn as an oven. So even Daniel has it separated. Even Matthew has it separated. It is Christians who united them. Reunited, and it feels so good. Reunited, and it's understood. Here's 2 Thessalonians, that wicked, whom the Lord, shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And I come quickly, great day of his wrath is come. When he had opened the seventh seal, there was silence. Really? Silence is his second coming? That's what you think it is? And then that's it. There's nothing in the Bible to associate the day that shall burn as an oven with the coming of Jesus, let alone the Jewish Messiah. So 2 Thessalonians is the closest we got. And then shall the wicked be revealed, by whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be literal. And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the workings of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, with all deceivableness and unrighteousness. I'm hearing abused doggies. Leave doggies alone. That prison over there. You got cell blocks. What are they doing with cell blocks? It's supposed to be a doggy daycare. What is it with Utah? We're murdering little babies at daycare centers, and now we're murdering dogs at daycare centers. Leave doggies alone. Leave babies alone. My hell. Yeah, that was a stretch. Nope. So yeah, the Rapture Palooza, hilarious. Anna Kendrick's boyfriend murders Jesus. As his second coming was in the clouds of glory on the back of the flying white horse, which is Pegasus and Pisces. So yeah, I can't justify it in any other way. And so Nelson botched it. He disobeyed Jesus. Jesus is upset and offended. The Salt Lake Temple is not finished, so he can't come suddenly to his temple. Chapter 3 of Malachi. And so then, after conference weekend, it was supposed to be the day that shall burn as an oven. And the church is going to destroy this valley so that they can then claim the land of Independence, Missouri, to build the kingdom. That's why they've been hoarding the trillions of dollars. As the whistleblower told us, that's exactly what they're saving the money for the day that shall burn as an oven, to build their kingdom. First presidency told Ensign Peak Advisors, and thus him, because the guy in charge of Ensign Peak Advisors knew David Nielsen and thought that he could trust him in the covenant secret path. Secret combination path. And it turns out that, he's like, wait a minute, these are crimes. I can't be involved in a church that's involved in crimes. I'm whistleblowing. And then Nelson came out with First Presidency statement on the disposition of funds and said, yeah, this is exactly what we're doing. Deal with it. Government needs to back off. Parable of the Talents, which, yes, as the Jewish Christ, not the Christian Christ, the Jewish Christ, Nelson technically is supposed to be giving the money in the church to me. That's what they themselves say they're going to do. Except that Jesus isn't real, and so yeah, it's Oaks. Unless Nelson somehow lives to be a zombie. Zombie Nelson. But yeah, that's why I put Oaks riding on the horse, triumphant into Zion. The Jewish author specifically had the same story repeated in different ways throughout his book. And so the riding triumphant into Jerusalem is the New Jerusalem of the latter days. That's the end after 8 April 2024, according to Christian interpretation now. Because that's the way it was supposed to be. The Exodus, and the exact pattern match of the Exodus of Moses was in 2020. Everything happened. I was awesome that year. And Mormons didn't see it. Can't see it. And so you missed the Exodus. And so we would have gone to Zion, we would have started the building of it, and so now, 8 April 2024, where we would be right there at X marks the spot, we would be able to see it. The whole world will have descended into chaos because they would have succeeded in overthrowing the election in 2020, and the states would have been divided, and we would have been safe in Southern Illinois. Remember? Danites claim Missouri. That's why Adam-on-Diamond is on the crown of independence. Norco, North Crown. Throwing that out there because, yes, all prophecies have to be fulfilled. So, yes, that's where I went to high school. Ta-da! Going to the top of the mountains. Ta-da! Trying to help you guys out, but not overwhelm you. But it's too late. If you're trying to cram with 11 days left on a topic you have no clue of and you're starting from scratch, it ain't gonna happen. And that's the majority of you. And so it just doesn't care. Danites win. Good job. We're all doomed. Utter destruction. Just as the Book of Mormon warned. Because that's the ending of the Book of Mormon, in case you forgot. Church says, everything is happy. All is well in Zion. The gospel has been restored. Wait a minute. Both the Jaredites die at the end of their book, and the Nephites at the end of their book. How is this good? What? Well, that's not faith promoting. We need faith promotion, so we're calling it the restoration of the gospel. It's here. We're not queer. Because you're a violation of the family proclamation. We need to destroy you. Can't allow you your agency. Have to take it away. It's very obvious. And so yeah, the Danites have great hold on the Mormons. And so that's what we're expecting here now, is that after the day that shall burn as an oven, then Mormons, all of a sudden, who survive are going to be compelled to believe, but they aren't going to know what to do at first. They're going to have their whole belief system shot down in flames. Another good song in the description below. I didn't do the big gun for the last video. as they're the poor Zoramites afterward. Get booted out because of their poverty. They're unemployed in Greenland, and so they're booted out by those who have the rote fast and testimony at the pulpit of the Rameuntons across the world on fast and testimony meeting. And so Mormons will be in a state of shock. They won't know what to do. They'll need a leader, and that's when Danites are going to step forward and say, "Fools, I shall be king. Follow me and you will never go hungry again. Be prepared." Awesome movie. Cartoon version, obviously. You can be a big pig too. Hilarious. And you notice he gets the girl too? It's an arranged marriage, which means she doesn't love him. Or you can watch the Sandra Bullock movie where she is told by her father, just marry Massimo and you'll learn to love him. What is that movie? I have to know now. We're at 40 minutes. We're pretty much done. There is nothing from the church. They're not telling you about it. Other than it's their interpretation. Sandra Bullock with character Massimo. No, it's not The Blind Side. No, it's not Proposal. No, it's not Hope Floats. Dear hell. Sandra Bullock filmography. I have to do everything for you. Who Do I Gotta Kill? Also known as Me and the Mob. It was direct to video. And while you were sleeping. Hilarious. Annette gives me nightmares. Time to Kill, awesome. Yeah, she's awesome. Prince of Egypt. This is Nature, Miscongeniality, Murder, 2 Weeks Notice, Crash, Loverboy, Miscongeniality 2, Lake House. That's a good movie. I need to watch that again. Proposal? I don't think it's Proposal. No. Gravity, Minions. Seriously? Where is it? Is it Jennifer Lopez that I'm thinking of? No, it's gotta be Sandra Bullock. It is Jennifer Lopez. Oh my hell. It is. What the hell? Jennifer. She too does awesome chick flicks. Filmography. Oh my hell. Money Train. Awesome. Wedding Planner. I think that's it. Yep, that's it. Oh my hell. Yeah. Oh, dear God. Matthew McConaughey. What the hell happened to you, man? Turned into a Jesus New Age freak. You end up pretending to be somebody you're not for too long, and all of a sudden you become another person. You know, Mel Gibson, he gets arrested drunk for being an anti-Semite and after doing his Jesus movie. And then he becomes Jesus. He's going to play the role in his Resurrection sequel. apparently bombed and failed, as he's had to do direct-to-DVD stuff for the last several years. Oh, how you have fallen from the glory days of Braveheart and Lethal Weapon, and Patriot.